Like, should we tell them?
Good morning. Literally rising early.
This is going amazing.
I was like, no to running. We're walking today.
This is like, I can't. She literally slept like 2 hours, so a walk is exactly what we needed, but it's also so chilly. There's a wind, so this is good for us.
Cryotherapy.
Oh, cryotherapy, exactly. But I'm gonna show you guys the view. Anyone else's dog love ice? Come here. Want some ice? He loves it. He's just being shy. You love ice, bro. You love ice. Whatevs. This looks so pretty. I have to get a video for IG. Taste test. Oh my gosh. Too good.
I look forward to the day ahead of me. I am grateful for the day.
Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my video, or my channel, I should say. Perfect time for you guys to come on because I am doing a Q&A throughout this video, and a lot of the questions were so much about, one, how do I balance just everything? Two, how do you stay disciplined in your healthy lifestyle working out? And three, it was like tied between JT and I and relationship stuff plus nutrition stuff. So that is like what a lot of our questions are going to be revolved around, but like it's kind of the perfect morning for me to be having just a moment right now. Everyone is better at something in their lives than another person. And what I mean by that, for me, maybe working out looks really easy for me to commit to, right? For me, my nightmare and what is very hard for me is to stay organized and stay clean. And what I mean by that is my room right now is a mess, and I get really overwhelmed when my space is a mess. Like, it overwhelms me. I don't even know where to begin, and then I start kind of panicking. And I'm having that right now. Like, I'm getting ready and I just look at my room and I'm like, organization, I leave shit everywhere, and it's something I'm deeply working on. It was one of my New Year's goals this year. I'm just not great at it, and I never have been. The only place I thrive in to keep clean is my kitchen. I can't stand when there's pots and pans and all these different things, but other places I'm like, oh, jacket, and I'm the dropper. I drop it and I leave it there. So if you guys have any tips, I am fully listening because it's something I am not great at. Let's clean up the room. I'm gonna set a timer for 15 minutes and let's see how much I get done. Say hello to my bangs. You guys, I think I'm gonna cut my bangs even more than they are right now. I watched the Pam documentary, which I highly recommend. It was really good. But her hair, of like kind of how she had the messy bangs in the front, not full bangs, but just a little bit more, like less heavy, is kind of what I'm thinking I want to do. But I have a haircut on the 28th, I think. And I think JT's gonna get a mullet, so pray for us. But I trust anything that my girl Sierra does, so I think we'll be okay. Ready. All right, loves. So, it's 11:11. Love you guys. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys in a day in the life, but kind of do a Q&A while I'm in the day. I've done these before and I feel like they're just really nice instead of sitting in front of the camera answering questions, but we do have a lot to catch up on and I do feel like there was a lot of really good questions. So let's dive in while I'm doing my makeup. I have a list, so I'm just gonna pick randomly. Wedding talk. For anyone who does not know, I am engaged. I got engaged November of 2021 and I actually have big updates for you guys. So we did end up picking our venue. We went to Mexico in Cabo and we picked a hotel called Esperanza. It absolutely stole our heart. The vibe of it was very romantic and that was something that JT and I were really focused on, was having a very romantic, intimate wedding. So the fact that it was in Mexico was like goals because it's close to us. Also, to be honest, a reason that we decided to do a destination, because we originally were looking in Santa Barbara, which is in California, is because we both have very large families. And to be honest, we were looking to cut the fat. That's really much it. We just didn't really feel like having our 20 aunts and uncles there. And we thought the best way to do that is make it a destination. And that is just what we wanted. And that is where we're at. So with our destination in mind, we have been taking the steps of, I have an incredible wedding planner. I went wedding dress shopping. After I went wedding dress shopping, I came home and I think I posted this on social media just saying it was a very overwhelming experience. I think as a young girl, I've waited for this day for a very long time. And then it was here and then I just felt like I wasn't making I don't know if it wasn't making the decisions myself, or yeah, I just like almost didn't say yes to being ready to have the wedding this year, but we kind of just decided to, because to be honest, I think it's just the next step when you do get engaged. We wanted a little bit more time of being engaged and not rush the planning process, because holy-ish, when you're getting married, you feel like you have all the time. I'm like, we have a year to plan, or like 8 months. And then I'm going to the wedding dress shopping and they're like, you made it just in time. Like you have 10 months and we need to make this dress and it's gonna take that long. And I think everything was just like, I thought I had more time and I'm not ready to plan yet. I'm just not in that mindset. I'm not as excited to plan a wedding. And so I honestly had the convo with JT and I'm so grateful because he's so supportive and trusts my response and what I felt, because that's all I can do is go off of what I'm feeling and trust that. And we decided to postpone the wedding. So that's an update. How does growing up religious play a part in your life today and how has it changed? So I grew up in a Christian home and I feel like I just was taught at a young age that God was always there for me. We didn't really have any crazy strict rules. We did go to church quite often, but it was nothing that was like shoved down my throat. It was just like, God loves you, we are love, he is our creator, the end. And then I like learned some things obviously at church. It wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles that I feel like I kind of always knew God was with me, but I didn't really lean into that relationship as much when I moved to Los Angeles. Then I started to go to church again and was an amazing experience. I actually went to Bible college, which is just a whole other world that I don't really express a lot. I soon learned that the church that I was going to was just not right for me either, and that felt forced, and that felt like actually my relationship with God was just kind of getting, the word that coming to mind was like transactional and just like not what I wanted it to be. And again, this is all my experience. So it was leaving the church, I feel like I actually started to get more spiritual and kind of just fall in love more with myself and my soul and understanding I have a soul and what that means and diving into that. And with that is God, and I lean on him every day, and I feel like my relationship with him is stronger than it even was when I was a part of the church, because I kind of have chosen the relationship that I have with him. Okay, I like this next question. It says, what is your process when you have to make really difficult decisions? I have a very beautiful relationship with myself in making decisions, and I kind of know myself where sometimes for a big decision, it's like a gut punch and I can feel it right away of what the right decision is. Those days are great. Then there's some days where my gut is a little bit more quiet and I have to get really still to understand what it's trying to tell me, and that one takes a little bit more time. First off, ask myself if I can answer if it's a hell yes, and if I can't answer that, then it's either a no or it's a you need to take some time. So asking yourself that question, closing your eyes with this big decision and being like, okay, is it a hell yes? And if you don't feel it in your body, like it's a hell yes, then you can take the pause of being like, okay, that means it's either a no. I don't like to say it's always a no because personally I have to take time to myself to make some of these decisions because it's a little quiet. But anytime I need time to think on it, I say, I'm gonna meditate on this. And then I take the time to like let it come to me. You should feel it within your body that that is the right answer. Like, you know that feeling where you kind of have a pit in your stomach or you have a little bit resistance? I almost feel like the vibration would be like this in your heart when you're not actually loving the decision you made. It's like you don't want to feel any of that when you're making this big decision. Okay, next question is, will you be coming to New York? And if so, when? So surprisingly, we've had a lot of travel opportunities this year and I have loved every single moment. We're only in February, but the travel that we've already done has just been so intentional. So to speak on New York, which is actually one of my top places that I've been wanting to go to, especially as the Forum community, I am throwing a Forum event. This is not even out in the open yet. I swear YouTube always gets the plug of like what's going on, but on April 2nd, I am throwing the biggest community event we've ever thrown. Anyone is welcomed. There is 200 spots and it's gonna be freaking insane. I am like so pumped. It's gonna be at the One Hotel in Brooklyn and yeah, it's gonna be insane. So yes, I am coming to New York. That will be our community moment. And then I'll be there for a couple days. So you guys will hear more details about that soon, but that is a very big update with New York and I cannot wait to go. Okay, next question. How did you know what you wanted to do with your life? I love this question because I was not like people who are just born with a voice and they're like, I know I'm gonna be a singer. I had no freaking clue what I was meant to do. Like truly, when I was younger in high school, I had no idea and all my friends were going to college. Luckily, I had parents who were supportive and I just said, listen, I don't think college is for me because I hate school and I have no idea what I want to do, so I really don't want to waste your money. And at that time, the only thing that was intriguing to me was broadcasting, and that was just because I was like, I had no idea what I want to do, but I like to be in front of a camera. So I went to community college for that, but at the same time I got scouted by a modeling agency. So in Los Angeles, I was modeling for quite some time. Not fulfilling. It was great. I'm so grateful for the experiences that I had. I think it helped me grow so much and get to where I'm at now and build relationships and just like network, and there's just so many good things that came from it. But I definitely was searching for the thing that actually made me feel hungry and give me joy. And this is the exercise I would tell anyone to do because I wish that someone would have told me to do this when I was trying to figure it out. First off, figure out something that you would absolutely do for $0. If someone was like, I have zero money, but you can do this for the rest of your life and it'll bring you so much joy, what is that thing? If you're still like, I don't know what that is, this is what I did. So at the time I started getting into health and wellness and back into a routine. So I was working out, I was really getting into like eating healthy and getting in the best shape of my life, which then turned into also my journey, like I said, a spiritual journey where I started diving in and really having this just like full wellness love for myself, because I did not have that before, which is a whole other discussion. I did an exercise where I wrote out everything on a piece of paper that I am good at, that I like to do, that I could do all day, every day, that I could talk about, all of my interests. And when I saw that piece of paper, I could see a lot of the things that I was doing was moving my body. It was like so fascinated by habits that I loved. It was spending time outside. Like I literally saw this like vision. Then I started posting on social media with those things in mind, and here I am today. Still didn't know what was going to come of it, and like you know, when you start to put things in action, I feel like you just flow. What is the energy around what you do want to do? Like, what do you want to feel when you do figure out that thing? So then you could write down the feelings you want to feel. I want to feel purposeful. I want to feel alive. I want to feel inspiring. Like, I think understanding also the way you want to feel, so then when you do realize what that thing is, you could be like, oh, these are the feelings I wrote down and this is what I'm meant to be doing. Yeah. Let's do these two right now. Let's chat supplements. I'm going to do a whole video where I take you guys through all my supplements in a day, because there is like quite a few very easy and simple things, but I want to give you advice on how I figured out what supplements I actually needed. Truly, it's just for my overall well-being. A while back, I took supplements specifically for my skin, for instance, and now I've changed my supplements because I don't need the same things that were balancing out my hormones. So I took a quiz on Symbiotica, which you guys have seen me take these now for quite some time. I have plenty in the drawer. Let me just take this because now I'm like, Okay, so I just took the vitamin C. So what I did when I went online is they have a quiz and they ask you like all these different questions to understand what supplements that you may need based on your needs. For me, when I took the quiz, the main things that I wanted to work on was my immune system. You guys know that my big goal this year is to have an immune system of a rock star. I don't know if that would be it, but an incredible immune system with the amount of travel I have. That is where vitamin C comes into play. Vitamin C is just like a godsend for taking care of our immune system and just staying healthy overall. So this was an easy win for me. Again, these packets are great too. I take them everywhere in my purse just in case I forget. Then another topic I leaned into was actually brain health. I have a hard time focusing, plus I also have I'm trying to like manifest and say it better outwards that I do have a bad memory, and I'm trying to say I have an incredible memory. But that is something I have struggled with for a very long time. So I took the quiz and I did brain health was like a huge focus for me. And what they recommended was magnesium L-threonate. I love magnesium. There are plenty of different magnesiums. This is why I say take the quiz, because you might be taking the wrong magnesium for your certain purpose. So this specific magnesium is so great for the brain. So I'm gonna take this. And these are the two that I'm like, no matter what I take. Obviously you saw the drawer. I can take you guys through all the other ones that I take when I need extra support on certain days. But I would say start simple. Start with the necessities for 30 days. So take the quiz, see what necessities you need. And if you're like, overall, I just wanna feel my best and take care of myself, great. When you take the quiz, it'll help you figure that out as well. And yeah, so easy. So of course I got a little code for you guys from the brand Symbiotica. I absolutely love, and they gave me a code for 15% off for you guys using Sammy. So you can check them out. I really am excited for anyone to dive in there and just start to take a hold of your health by doing little things in a day that make the most difference, you know? It kind of makes me feel like when for my hair, for instance, my hairdresser, she'd be like, Sam, you need products. Like I would just like wash my hair, blow dry my hair, use 0 products. And she's like, to get to the hair life that you want, you need certain products. 1, you need a hair protector, like you need to protect your hair. 2, you need to be using the right shampoo and conditioner because your hair is different than a girl with curly hair or whoever else. 3, you also need to use some volumizing because your hair lays flat. I have a lot of fine hair. And it's like using those simple things have allowed my hair to get to where it is now. And I feel like it's the same thing with our body. It's like the small things that we do on a daily basis. It's not like I'm like, wow, I'm a new woman, even though I probably am. But these go a very long way so that when you are sick, when you are up against stress, when you are up against whatever it is, you're like, I have been supporting myself. I'm ready for anything. Okay, next question is, have you ever thought about starting a podcast? I think you should. I would absolutely listen. I'm just gonna make a call really quick. Hold on.
Hello?
Hi, Vovo. Quick little thing. I'm filming YouTube and I'm doing a Q&A today and like just answering top questions. And I had I had a lot of questions about starting a podcast and if it's in the future. So I wanted to call you and see if we should share it. Like, should we tell them?
Oh my god, it's like they know.
It's time. It's happening. Okay, so to answer the question, yes, we are actually in the process of recording. We've been recording a lot of episodes. For those who do not know, Bernie is my best friend. She's my partner in form, and this is just something that's been on our heart for so long, and definitely on mine. And I knew I didn't want to do it solo, and Bernie and I truly have a very beautiful dynamic that a lot of people would say, like, you guys are business partners, best friends, like, how do you do this? How do you make it work? And I think we just on set, like when we're on set together, we would just be like sharing stories, sharing advice, and like just having so many talks. And finally our production guy was like, you guys need to start a podcast. And I was like, Bernie, I think we need to do this. I think we got to do it. So anyway, we are insanely excited, and it's just going to be a lot around wellness and also though like lifestyle. Like, we're both engaged right now. We are similar, but we're also so different. So I think we just have very beautiful stories that are just going to be relatable for so many different people. And then honestly, we want to learn and grow from so many experts that we have been like obsessed with. So that is also like a huge thing we're going to lead into. But we've already recorded a couple different solo episodes of just kind of going into the top questions that you guys have even been asking me in this. I'm like so pumped because we've answered them in solo episodes. So it will be launching very soon, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're also following my girl, Sammy. Literally, her name's Sammy, spelled the same exact way. But we'll be like sharing all the goods, and we're just excited, full of like curiosity and love and inspiration, and just like ready to share. There you have it. Lots of drops in this video. Okay, I just showed on Instagram. I thought I would show you guys on YouTube too. So it took us 6 years to have this wellness dream that we wanted. When I met JT, our dream was to have this like wellness hub that we can have for our community, and we honestly have built it. I'm so grateful. So we have the cold plunge, which is freezing. Love it. And then over here is our sauna, which again, I need to do like a whole tour for you guys, but like, that's bad lighting here. Let's see, I can open it for y'all. So then here's the sauna. It's like the best thing ever. Oh, there we go. And then the cold plunge, which I try and do, but I like aim for 2 times a week. Whatever you do, just ignore that. There was a lot of questions around food, and obviously I'm not a dietitian. We do have one that works with form, so I learn a lot from her, but I can answer from my experience and my opinion. Question 1 about food, I'm gonna try and bounce them quick. Do your meals look the same on the weekend and weekdays? My meals look different every week because it matters where I'm gonna be that week, my social outings, all of that. I would say if I am in charge of my weekend, what JT and I have a lot of fun doing is going to like different coffee shops and experiencing different places over the weekend. So if they have, obviously I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, because I have to be because of my hormones. One is where the gluten-free comes in. I was recommended by someone to stop eating gluten for my hormones. Stop doing that and haven't looked back. And then dairy I have to do because also my skin breaks out from dairy. So those are just a given. But on the weekends, if we go to a place and they had like a gluten-free croissant or something, I would eat the crap out of that because I love that stuff. It's more of just finding those options. So the weekend I love to have fun and like experience different foods, and I like cook at home throughout the week. But for instance, or like Super Bowl weekend last weekend, we ordered in pizza and wings and it was so good, like loved it all. But like for instance, last night JT and I ordered an ice cream because we felt like it, and that was the dessert of the night. So I think it is all about balance for sure. I think especially when I was first starting out and wanting to change my healthy habits, especially with food, I do think that there's more discipline in the beginning. So then you can get to a place of kind of not having to feel so like, can I eat this now? Can I not eat this? So I would recommend, I always did like kind of the 80-20 rule, right? So the 80 rule was throughout my week, I'm more home, I'm doing less social things. So I would really lean into having home cooked meals, choosing those better options, even when I order in, trying to find the better options. Like, no lie, I order in probably 2 to 3 times a week sometimes. So those times I just try to find like a Mediterranean place. Those are really great because usually it's like a protein, a carb, and a veggie. So it's very easy. And then on the weekends, I just go with the flow. And if there's a place that I've been dying to try, I'll go try it and I'll enjoy all the fave things there. I will say this though, guys, you gotta have the conversation with yourself of what is your dream relationship with food? What does that look like? Again, writing this stuff out, taking it out of our minds. Like, my dream relationship with food is to understand that food is medicine and it's fueling me, and really embrace the way that it makes me feel when I choose the options that my body wants. This is just for me and how I started out. So I think writing out why you want a healthy relationship with food, why you want to choose better options. And then from there, realistically look at that and say, how can I get there with who I am, not with who anyone else, because we're all so different. With who I am, how can I get there? I wanted to answer a couple more questions before JT and I go on a little date. How do you avoid negative self-talk? And I think first off, I think everyone in the world has negative self-talk. Even the most confident people in the world have negative self-talk. I think it's just organically our thoughts can just take us places. So I think the things that I do when I see that coming up is, one, ask myself, I would like literally write it out and ask myself if I would actually treat another human being like this, like if I would say those things to someone else, and I absolutely would not. So treating myself the same. Number 2 is I almost look at negative self-talk as noise, and it's almost like noise that doesn't deserve energy. And the more that we give it energy, the more we are enhancing it and giving it power, right? It's almost like if you picture a balloon. So you have a thought, and you're almost like the thought is in the balloon, and you have the choice to continue giving that balloon air, or you have the choice to just let it stay deflated and kind of let it go and pass. So I think that when I have these thoughts come up, I ask myself, is it a good idea to give that thought air? Usually the answer is no if you feel like there is a negative feeling around it, right? That is like what I ask myself before I lean into the thoughts. And then I just picture it and say like, okay, I almost like picture it like leaving, or picturing it just being deflated and going away. Next question I kind of love, because obviously I'm in a healthy relationship now. And someone asked, were you ever in a bad relationship? I absolutely have been in a bad relationship. I think every relationship has gotten to me where I'm at today, so I don't really look at it as bad, but yes, a relationship that wasn't healthy for sure. And I look back at those relationships, again, so grateful for those times, because I think I grew a lot and I started to understand what I wanted. But I think the biggest takeaway I would tell anyone that is wanting a healthy relationship and a healthy partner is truly to treat yourself how you want to be treated. So giving yourself that self-love, giving yourself that self-respect, giving yourself that time and energy, so that other person can see like, oh wow, this is like how this person wants to be treated. How do you structure your meals? ? I love your what I eat in a days. So I actually have a full video on this of like how I structure my meals throughout the week. But what I love about tonight is that it's a perfect example of going with the flow. So this week I have been just killing it. I meal prepped. I have just been so on it. To be honest, like it's what day is it? It's only Wednesday, but I've been killing it Monday and Tuesday, okay? And tonight, JT and I have date night. We did usually want to go to sushi and watch the sunset, but it is freezing and windy out, as you guys saw this morning with Liz and I. So he was like, would you rather cook at home? We can cook together, which never happens. JT used to be the chef in the family and then he gave up. We're working on it. Or he was like, we can go and like kind of have like a fast food moment and eat in the car and like just pig out and have a good time. JT and I used to do that a lot when we first met. We had our best conversations like in the car, just going through a drive-through and having that moment. So I told him that honestly feels really fun to go to like In-N-Out and get some French fries and get a burger and just like munch out in the car. And again, I feel confident in that answer because I have been doing so well, and the rest of my week, I'm like, I have great meals for the rest of the week. Like, this is so okay. And your body, he asked me, is that what you want to do? And I like sat and I asked myself, is this what you want to do? Or would you rather cook at home? Like, I have a structure that I use, but I also allow room for like movement and whatever. I lied, not my last one, because I love these questions. So someone said, advice for a person who is struggling to get back on track after months of not doing anything. So I kind of reference to my morning where I was having like straight anxiety about cleaning my room. And for someone, they might feel insanely overwhelmed about working out, right? About starting. And sometimes when you get so overwhelmed about the thought of doing the entire thing, you just decide to not do anything because it almost sounds better than doing a little bit of something because you're so overwhelmed. So my best advice for this is, if you feel like you've been off track, is just start. And when I say just start, walking 15 minutes, like I set a timer for 15 minutes to clean, do a 15-minute workout.
Sweet on the food.
Thank you.
Nice, baby. All right, I'm showing you guys what I got. I got some French fries, and then I got a protein-style hamburger. JT sent it. He got animal fries with 2 burgers, 1 protein-style, 1 normal. River got
A bone.
a bone. Did you really bring his bone?
Mm-mm.
No. All right. We're gonna eat, and then I have some questions for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so to catch you up to speed, did a Q&A today throughout the day, and there was just a couples questions. So
Okay, let me just interject for a second.
I just got started.
Let me interject for a second though. When we were in Australia, I met a couple of you guys on the other side of the screen, and you guys were so nice, and you guys were incredible, and you talked about how you loved the Q&As that Sam does. And even a couple of you guys said that you liked that I was in a couple of them. So I just want to say thank you to those of you that were in Australia that I got to meet. You guys were splendid to spend time with.
Honestly,
and
splendid.
I'm excited to do more of these Q&As now that I've got the validation from you.
You're needed and
Thank
wanted.
you. Thank you.
Yes. So how did we meet?
Instagram DM.
Do we want kids?
Yeah, oh yeah, soon.
Okay, question on any tips for self-love.
To realize that all of the negative talk that you have in your head is actually somebody else's voice, not your own. To practice creating the voice that you want to, the way that you want to speak to yourself. And it is a practice. And treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend or your partner.
You're so good at these. Okay, next one. How to balance just your day, everything from like relationships to play to your routines, like how to balance it all. Like, what is your structure?
Knowing that things are gonna fall. So doing your best and being compassionate with that. But also like in doing your best, like create a schedule, like build like you just said, like a routine, build what your ideal day looks like and base that off of what your priorities are. So if your priorities are spending time with yourself or with each other, or if your priorities are really focusing on your work, like put that into your schedule so you aren't just like hearing what the day is asking of you and then just responding to it. but to where you're actually like in control of what your day looks like by knowing what you want that schedule to be.
You're so good with your words. Okay, I just want to share with you guys. So obviously we just had In-N-Out, which was amazing. I can literally feel in my stomach that like the bloating is happening, and that is so okay. What I imagine that's coming from is like the oils that they use, just certain things that I don't have all the time. And this is okay, but I just like, this is why I choose healthier options, because this can feel painful. My body's obviously like trying to detox and figure it out. So it's just being aware of how your body is feeling post eating certain foods. I'm still so grateful I did. Hello my loves, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just a little Q&A, catching up, all the good stuff. I am so grateful that you have watched today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do, and I will see you in the next video.